Hey guys, in this video we're going to be doing another rank 1 clear on Thranothor, or whatever his name is called. We're going to be dropping Wylk this time, for those of you that didn't pull for the premium Wylk, and we're going to be going with this team. We are still going to be using Sylvie, we're bringing Kresnik back to the party. We're going to use Beatrix as our tank. She should be very easy to do. She's only an EX2 for me. Roberta is going to be joining the party to help out with damage, and then Skye is going to come as well. You know, the more I learn about this boss, the more I can figure out ways to optimize and, fit easier and, more reliable party members, or whatever you want to say. Okay, so, in phase 1 we deal earth damage pretty much every turn, but we're going to use Sylvie on turn 1 to burgeoning defense to make the first phase a little bit easier. That's a big mitigation buff. And then petals and vines for survival. Roberta in the shift form is using an earth weapon. We're going to Magnus. We're going to hit the boss with an earth weapon, and we're going to use dragon mitigation. We're going to go ahead and use Skye to stack that LB. We're going to have Esther do some attacks. We're also going to use Energizing Bunny for a demon killer. Kresnik will fill morale gauge. And Beatrix is going to go ahead and use Earthbreaker in the base form, because her base form classifies as a breaker, and we're using some breaker materia. Okay, so we've got 85% general mit and 75% magic mit from Sylvie, so this phase is going to be fine. Even if the boss decides to use some Lacuna breaths, we should be fine. Also, we're immune to the thunder, even though we're not covering it because of Sylvie's buffs. And Sylvie's our provoker, by the way. She's very bulky, and she can tank not a problem, to be honest here. So we did lose Esther's mana, but, I don't really care. So Sylvie is now going to imbue the party with Earth. We're going to do Paladin's Resolve and Compassionate Knight to buff up the party. Let's go ahead and hit the boss with that. Let's use Roberta to go to the base form. We're going to Morale Fill, we're going to Mega Breath, and we're going to Draconic Triune to fill basically Skye's LB gauge. So Skye can LB again. Kresnik will do Antioxidant for the resist buffing, while Beatrix will shift and go ahead and put up that cover. And, we'll mitigate, but it doesn't really matter. It's fine regardless. Okay. And some attacks, no big deal, blah, blah, blah. Alright, let's go ahead and have Sylvie this turn. We're going to put up her Magnus so that we can do a big earth attack later in the fight for the burst turn. So we're going to earth buff. We're also going to, we don't really need anything specifically. I guess we'll just Clever Paladin and not so fast. I don't know if the boss is actually buffed. He is. It is wearing off, but, whatever. Let's see. Esther to the base form, where she's already in the base form. Refill her LB gauge. Beatrix will use her LB to buff the party. We're going to use LB on Roberta to buff the party. And Kresnik will use LB to buff the party. You seeing a theme here? Let's go ahead and do some attacks with Skye on the boss as well, including the Magnus, even though Skye is using a greatsword. But that also seals the boss. We're using Poppy Staff on Skye's base form. Alright, some attacks here. No big deal. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Alright, so we're going to go to the base form with Beatrix and use another breaker materia, Numbing Thunderbird, to keep those 85 breaks up on the boss. Esther is going to get ready for next turn with her Magnus. Skye will Tyvis' Spirit to get ready for next turn. Sylvie is going to big Demon Killer on Esther. Then we're going to, let's see here, make sure I'm doing all this right. Clever Paladin, and it doesn't really matter what else. It really doesn't matter what else. Alright, Roberta in the base form will go ahead and, actually we'll go to the shift form. Don't need to be in the base form this turn. So we'll do morale fill. Let's go ahead and do a big defense and spirit buff so it's always up for the rest of the fight. And then we will charging rage, because why not? And we'll use Kresnik to antioxidant, remedy, and potion to fill that morale gauge. And it looks like we are barely, but we maxed morale in time. Oh, we didn't quite. Damn it. Oh well. We should still be okay for the damage cap. We're a little short on morale. It's kind of unfortunate. I should have geared the party in more like auto-casting stuff. Oh well. Lesson learned. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and do our burst turn now. Let's see. Esther LB. Kresnik is going to support chain with Lightning Bolt Barrage. We will cap it with Sylvie. Roberta, with a double hand build, is going to use Mystic Breath 4 times. We're going to go with Sylvie and do her LB for the mod boost. Confirm the boss is not broken. That is correct. Or not buffed, I should say. Broken would be good, but not buffed. We're going to shift Beatrix and do her LB as well. Let's go ahead and attack and magic buff. And, okay, here we go. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And we're going to hope for a 2.5. We were a little bit low on morale there, so I'm a little concerned. Barely, but we did it. Okay, yeah, the morale didn't quite fill up, and that each 5% is a pretty big break point. So that was kind of a big deal that we didn't fill the morale gauge, but oh well. So let's go ahead and see how we're doing on attack and magic. Two turns left. That's fine. So let's go ahead and do cover and mitigate on Beatrix. We will get her ready again. Let's see. Sylvie to the base form. It's turn 6. Here our buffs are wearing off. So we're going to Elemental, and let's go ahead and put up Bolt Egg Basket to imbue the boss. So we need to deal thunder damage, or earth damage this turn. So we'll just do this with Sky in the base form. Don't need much from Kresnik, to be honest. Just don't do an LB this turn. And Roberta can Mega Breath and Mystic, I guess. Yeah. Roberta's going to be a big help here in pushing the rest of this fight. Alright. We're going to burst again next turn. Alright, so Kresnik will burst with Esther. Go ahead and have Sky push that threshold with Roberta. Let's go ahead and get some attack and magic. Sylvie can... What are we doing here? Sylvie, how's the Demon Killer? Poach Demon. Let's do a Demon Killer on Esther. And... So next phase we need thunder damage. Did we even Thunder Imperil the boss? Yeah, we did. We did. Alright. We're getting Thunder Imperil from the breaks things on Beatrix, which we'll go ahead and do this again. Beatrix will Earthbreaker. Yeah, so Sylvie, let's do a Thunder Imbue. Let's do a big Lightning Amp. Let's do Poach Demon on Esther, and we'll just use an MP fill. Okay. So we'll wait just a second. And deal some damage. Okay, Ostaphase. So, here we go. Vestige of the Undead Dragon. So, by memory, yeah, we need some immunity buffs this turn. I think we already have them, but let's do it again anyway. So now we need to start dealing lightning damage every turn. So Bolt Egg is up, so we'll do this, and not so fast to cure the boss's big attack and magic buff. Beatrix will go to the shift form. Let's do the LB to put up general mitigation for the party. Let's see, Roberta can... I guess let's LB buff with... Do we really need that? Not really. I guess let's Dragon Killer and double Mystic. Let's go to the base form with you. Just fill your LB gauge. Base form with you. Fill your LB gauge. And then Kresnik can, let's see, heal. I should have done potion. We'll do that. We'll do it right. Let's do it right. It's remedy, potion, and antioxidant. Okay. We'll burst again next turn. Alright, here's the breath. Some attacks, you know, whatever. We do have the damage over time now. Keep that in mind. Alright, so the boss... Yeah, defense and spirit for one turn. That's okay. So we're going to do LB. We're going to shift here. We're going to LB. Roberta. Mega and a couple Mystics. We're going to support chain. Sylvie is going to triple. Let's do... Petals, Vines, and we're imbued already, so... I guess we're going to resolve again. Let's go to the base form with Beatrix, and let's go ahead and put up that Thunderbreaker. Let's do some attack and magic buff. Alright, we're going to send this. Get a nice chunk of damage here. The boss does have a defensive spirit buff, so a little bit sad, but oh well. Damage over time, not that big a deal. Alright, here's the zombie, and we are going to heal a little bit at the start of the turn because of... Oh, hey, Kresnik countered. Haha, Kresnik countered. We're good. Not a problem. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let the boss... Oh, that boss doesn't even have a defense buff. Look at that. Because we countered... And I think we're imbued with... We're imbued still, aren't we? Hey, it adds lightning element. We can... Oh, no, we can't. Esther's not ready. Oh, well. We'll just stay in the shift form with you. Kresnik, I guess, can do healing, remedy, and antioxidant. Yeah, so we'll do this with you. Sylvie can shift. And we'll do, I guess we'll do lightning amp, big lightning amp. We'll do demon killer on, honestly, let's do it on Roberta. And whatever. Alright, Beatrix, we're going to shift and do your shift at LB this turn for mitigation. Let's go ahead and put up attack and magic buff. And yeah. Go ahead and chain it up. Oh, I didn't LB on Beatrix this turn. Damn it. That means it's going to put up the defensive spirit buff again. That is completely my mistake. Oh, jeez. Whoopsie. Yeah, big whoops. Big whoops. Oh my god. That was a huge mistake. Okay, so we're not going to do it... Oh, no, 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 it's okay, that's right. It's only phase 1 that's a problem. It's only phase 1 that's a problem. We can LB as much as we want in phase 2. Okay, so let's do it, actually. So, let's Dragon Killer and double Mystic. Sylvie, we'll go to the base form. I think we need Imbues again. Yeah, we need Bolt Egg. And resist, I think. attack and magic buff. Okay, there we go. We're in phase 2 now. Let's go ahead and put up cover and mitigation. Or phase 3 now. Okay, so now we're in the Kairos phase. Oh my god. Sylvie, you're so squish. Oh well, there's no more damage over time, so that's okay. That's okay, we'll just get Sylvie back up. Sylvie's bad. We knew that. We knew that. Alright, so we need to do a wind damage every turn. Sylvie was going to do that, but Sylvie's a derps a lot and died. So we're going to have to fix that problem. Let's get her back up. Oh, Sylvie, why you do this to me? Ah, Sylvie. Not Sylvie, my god, Sky. Why is Sky so bad? Oh man, so we got to use Roberta to do the wind damage. This really sucks. We got to shift Roberta. That means go to the shift form. Man, this is not what I wanted. Let's Dragon Killer. Let's go ahead and put up the Magnus again, and we'll hit the boss with Earth damage or wind damage. Esther will Magnus, bolting, and let's do a true Stormbrand for a big thunder. Yeah, and let's go ahead and break the boss with Earthbreaker. We definitely want those good breaks this phase. Sylvie will... Yeah, this is going to actually hurt quite a bit this turn. I think Sylvie's going to guard for the safety. What does the boss do this turn? Nah, we should be fine, honestly. We should be fine with Sylvie. So we're going to... Big Earth Amp to get ready for bursting. We're going to Demon Killer on Esther. And... yeah, this is a little bit not the way I wanted this to go this turn. Oh well. Esther, you're killing me. You're killing me with the squishiness. Ouch. Yeah, this is not how I wanted this turn to go, my god. Okay. What an annoyance. What an absolute headache. Alright, well the damage over time is gone now. So this turn is fixed damage, so it's totally fine. So we're going to use Sky's LB. And we have to do this again. Damn it. Dragon. We need to Mirage the party this turn. And hit with wind damage. Biggest headache ever. I'm going to go ahead and LB this turn. And Sylvie, go to the base form. Vines, Petals, and Compassion. Yeah. Alright. What an irritation. All because that stupid Sky died that turn and threw everything off track. Driving me insane here. Alright, let's go to the base form with Sky. Do some bigger breaks. Let's have Esther get ready for bursting in a moment. Sylvie's going to guard this turn because this turn is going to be really painful. Roberta's going to go to the base form. And Mega. Dragon. And Rousing. No. We're going to Dragon, Mega, and Mystic. Kresnik will heal, cure, immunity. And Beatrix will cover and resist. Okay. Next turn, we get to do actual damage again. The damage over time is gone. That was the most dangerous thing. There's no more damage over times. So we're fine now. And I didn't write out my turns, so it kind of makes it a little bit confusing. Alright, let's see. LB. Come on, Kresnik. LB. Sky is going to shift and cap. Damage. Now, because we need to deal wind damage, and I don't have a wind source, we got to shift Sky and just use wind damage on the shift form, which is really unfortunate, but it's got to be done. So, Dragon Killer, wind damage, and whatever. Beatrix is going to... Let's see. Let's have Sylvie. Whoops. Sylvie's going to shift here. And we're going to... Let's go ahead and... Oh, they're all done. I guess let's... Whoops. Let's Demon Killer on Esther. Let's... Earth Imbue the party. And let's hit the boss. Alright. It's fine. And a barrier. Okay. This phase is really messing me up because of the need to deal wind damage every turn. And it's really, really obnoxious. Also, people dying really screwed me up. Alright. Let's do this proper. No LBs this turn. We can now use you to properly deal damage. Attack and magic buff. Alright, so... Oh, Kresnik. Alright, so you're going to do this. And then you're going to support chain. And then next turn we're going to burst and hopefully get out of this phase. Seems like we might not. We got to break again. Oh, you know why? I know why. Yep, he wasn't imperiled. I don't think. So this clear is going a little bit off the rails. It's okay, we're still fine. It's just like, it's not the optimal way to do this. We're almost out of this obnoxious phase, though. This phase is the one with the wind problem, and I didn't have a good wind source on this party. Let's do LB damage here, too. We gotta get out of this phase. That's gonna help a lot. Alright, so... Well, we're out of the phase. That's all I cared about, really. Alright, and LB damage to get rid of the... Or put up mitigations. Okay, okay. So now we're in phase final. Alright, so Roberta. Let's go ahead and deal some damage. Let's put up Dragon Killer. Dragon Killer, Whoops. And some damage. Let's see. Esther. Sky to the base form, where we're going to Tyvus' Spirit. We're going to get some bursting in soon. No, we're not going to Tyvus' Spirit. We're going to just bolting 3 times. Kresnik is going to heal, cure, immunity. Alright, Beatrix is going to cover and mitigate. Roberta is going to Dragon, Barrier, and Mystic. And Sylvie is going to... We need to deal Earth damage this turn. Which one is the Earth Imperil? Is it Grapple Egg? Alright, we're already Earth Imbued. So Earth Imbue, Elemental, Vines, and... Not so fast. Defense buff. Attack buff. Alright. This is fine. This is fine. We're good. In 3 turns, the boss's defense buff will be gone, and we'll be okay. Alright, so we need to deal lightning damage next turn. I gotta keep track of this. Alright, let's see. So we're gonna do some LBs here. LB. Come on, Kresnik. Come on, Kresnik. Support chain. LB. Sylvie is gonna give us Lightning Amp. Resolve and Compassionate. Roberta is going to deal some damage here. Attack and magic. Beatrix, go to the base form, where we're going to Earthbreaker. Alright, let's do it. The boss has a defensive spirit buff, so this is going to be low damage. But it's going away in, I think, 2 turns. And then we'll be able to do much better damage. Alright, next turn is the Kairos turn, which is going to hurt. Alright, Sylvie. I don't think I need to guard this turn. Nah, I don't need to guard this turn. We're fine. Alright, we got to deal wind damage this turn. So, let's see. Gravel Egg. We don't have any LB buffs. Let's do Gravel Egg, let's do Demon Killer on Esther, and let's do Carrying Paladin Strike. To the base form with Sky, where we're going to Tyvus's. Esther is going to hit the boss. Kresnik will re-raise the party for the absolute emergencies, Remedy and Antioxidant. Roberta's got to deal wind damage this turn, so we're going to shift. That's not wind damage. Dragon Killer, let's win the damage. And let's support from the skies for the Mirage. And Beatrix will shift here. And we don't want to LB this turn, because it will if we LB this turn, it will put up the defensive spirit buff again. Alright, so the boss should have no defensive spirit buff anymore. So we can start doing serious damage. Yep. Excellent. Big burst coming in next turn. Now the boss is going to be gaining a lot of morale per turn from this point forward, which you got to be careful about. But we've got Kresnik on the party, so auto casting morale stuff is kind of fine. This is the turn we got to deal earth damage, but we're imbued with earth, so it's okay. form with you. And this. And here we go. And we'll kill probably next turn. Let's see. Lightning damage. We need to deal lightning damage this turn, which is fine. We're imbued with lightning. Oh, there goes Sky's mana. Big suck. That's okay. We're going to use Sylvie to buff Sky again and burst again. Alright, Sylvie. Let's shift it up. We're going to Demon on Sky, because why not? I've got your back on Sky, and whatever. Esther will just Bolting. Roberta will Mystic. Can Beatrix actually Bolting? I don't even know. I don't think Beatrix can Bolting, so we'll just Numbing Thunderbird with Beatrix. Crescent can't either, so we'll just do this, and we'll just cap it with, we'll cap it with Roberta. There it is. Okay, perfect score with without Wylk. So we've got yeah, that was a little bit rocky, and you know, I kind of went off the rails a little bit, but it's okay. Boom, perfect score. And here is our damage breakdown. As you can see, Roberta, pretty big deal. I need to go AFK for 1 second, and then I will come and show you the gear, and I'll edit it in. So I will be right back in just a moment. Alright guys, let me show you the gear and explain the team we just did. So here's the party. The Sylvie was the Provoker, built for bulk and evasion. I'll show you the gear in a second. Kresnik, support chainer with morale fill. Sky is just a generic damage dealer. Esther is a damage dealer, also removes the field. Roberta is a pretty good damage dealer and a buffer. We're getting Demon Killer from Sylvie and Roberta. I'm sorry, Sylvie and Esther, and we're getting Dragon Killer from Roberta. And Beatrix is a magical cover tank, also the Breaker with the breaking materials, and then she was the general mitigation source. The one big problem I was having was a source of general mitigation, and then I remembered Beatrix can do general mitigation, 75% for the whole party, which is great, and she can break. So, Beatrix in the base form is make sure you're positive to all elements so that Kresnik's resist buff can make you immune to the Might of the Virtuous. Positive to all elements, doesn't really matter how much beyond that, you're fine as long as you're in the positive. Death immunity, very important. So death immunity, give her bulk in both forms, including the base form. And then 2 sources of breaking. So Numbing Thunderbird and Earthbreaker are the optimals because they imperil Earth and Lightning, which is very good. You could also use the ones from Reagan or Axstar, the Dark Breaker or the Light Breaker. Those are fine too, but you want someone to do 85% break, because no one else in the party is really doing it. And this gives you an 85% break, and with 2 of them you can maintain it, which is good. And she does have the breaker tag in the base form. And then I'm just using a bulk card, because I'm giving the good bulk card to Sylvie. So a secondary bulk card, you know, HP and MP. Shift form is, you know, bulk, again, death immunity, and bulk. Some LB fills so that we can keep her LB going as often as possible. Roberta in the base form, we're using a double-handed greatsword for magic. People may have forgotten that the janky, shitty unit Rain and Fina actually gives a double-handed mage greatsword. A little bit low on the magic, 176. It's not the best, but I don't want to ST Mogul my Yish. I do have it, but that would have been better for the Spear in Peril, but you know, I'm cheap, and I didn't want to ST Yish, so this is good enough. Good enough. Just use a double-handed build on Roberta for that good variance damage. Other than that, it's just, you know, damage. Death immunity, killers, and, you know, of course, the card that enables double hand. And almost max dragon and max demon. There we go. Shift form is using a wind and an earth weapon. If you don't have the line saber, you could use a regular earth weapon plus a wind weapon, just dual wield one wind, one earth, and that'd be totally fine. But if you do have the line saber, there you go. And then just mana regen, whatever. Just some bulk, a little bit of bulk. Notice we're not death immune in the shift form. That's because on phase 1, when we burst and trigger the AoE death, she's going to be in the base form. Therefore, the shift form doesn't actually need it because she won't be in that form for the burst. Paladin Sylvie is our provoker. She is our tank because she is stupid thick. 7,000 defense, 50% or better evasion because we're going to be using accuracy down with Sky. So 50 evasion is all you need. She has that just naturally. Bulk, so high defense, death immunity with Genji Shield, passive provoke with the diadem, and just bulk. Physical bulk. Physical, because she's tanking Kairos. And power cut card because that card is OP. Shift form, literally identical. Identical. She's our tank and our buffer, and yeah, she's awesome. Esther in the base form, death immunity with Blizzard Orb, Demon, and Dragon Killer, LB damage. A little bit of bulk if you can. She did die to the damage over time. I kind of went a little bit glass cannon on her. As you can see, 900 Spirit is not good enough these days, and she did die. Guts would have saved her if I had given her Guts. I kind of figured she wouldn't die, so I didn't give her Guts, but that damage over time kind of rocked our world. Big sad face. It's okay, though, because the damage over time is only from the Asta phase. And once you get through that phase, there's no more damage over time, and you're totally fine. It won't come back. We didn't use the shift form. Kresnik in the base form, double counter build. So, you know, the much counter as possible for LB fill. A chain material with the Lightning Fast Legend, not dual wielding. Other than that, he's just support. Yeah, give him bulk. Shift form. Shift form has a lot of LB fills. We'll call the Wild, Paintbrush, Prosperity. That way we can get his LB guaranteed by turn 3. Because we want to use the shifted LB because it gives an auto cast for the rest of the fight. It's only 200, but it's every turn for the entire fight of 200 morale fill on top of all the other stuff he's doing. So it's extra morale fill and it helps. And we actually counterattack to cure the zombie. You're not always going to do that. If you don't cure the zombie with counterattack, use the skill on the morale bar. I think it's called Salving Will. It'll cure a zombie for you, even if Crescent doesn't counter. You don't got to waste his turn. And then Sky. Base form, Poppy's Paintbrush. That way she can seal Wind, Lightning, and Earth. All of them is totally fine. You can do all elements. If you don't have this, make her dual wield a Wind and an Earth weapon, which is totally fine. Her bulk will go down, of course, if you do that, but it's fine. The important one is Wind, because Wind's got to be sealed every time in Phase 3, and then sometimes in Phase 4. So either Sky or Roberta has to always be shifted in either the base or the shift form with their Wind weapon, because no one in the party can imbue Wind. Technically speaking, I could have given Sky the Craftsman's Book, have her self-imbue Wind, and then self-amplify Wind in the shift form. I figured that would take too many turns of setup to get going, and I wouldn't need it. But because, unfortunately, Sky and Esther died from the damage over time, we were stuck in Phase 3 for a whole lot longer than I was expecting. It ended up totally fine, but that was an unforeseen circumstance. Tyvus' Spirit, and then, you know, just bulk, and then shift form damage. LB damage versus whatever, and death immunity from knowing tag. And same as Roberta, we're only going to trigger the death during a burst turn, so we only needed death immunity in her burst form. And we're using a greatsword because of Imperil. Again, I could have used Kane's greatsword, or Kane's spear, but this gives Dragon Killer, and it made it a little bit easier to gear. So there it is. There was my clear without Wylk, rank 1. A little bit trickier, but it works. All right, see you then.